Breathe in.
I think so.
Because I left the room and then came in, and then like one thing happened, and then it was like, and that's where we'll end this episode. My buddy Liber texted me and said, thanks for the shout out during an episode a few weeks, I don't know how long ago. He's like, thanks for the shout out, man.
You shouted him out?
Yep. I can't even remember doing it. But
Me either.
Yep.
I remember it.
Do you? Did I say my buddy Liber?
That's because you edit sober. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys. Where did we leave off?
Death.
Are you trying to cast death on me?
we
Power
are
word
in-
death?
We are in Three Pines City or whatever the hell it's called.
Short Tree Falls.
Short Tree Falls, like I said.
Yep.
So yeah, we're in Short Tree Falls. Birdie was having breakfast with August Fontaine.
Yep.
While Mr. Tate was sleeping it off because he was up late playing with explosives.
Yeah, you were loading, you were fixing up the dynamite sticks, the TNT. Hold on one sec.
Nice. Ooh.
Okay.
So, yes, Fontaine was back from the farm. Birdie did not question him about what he saw at the farm, I don't think. He just showed up at breakfast and sat down, and I don't even remember if they had much of a conversation before we ended it.
Birdie met with Fontaine.
Yep, so Birdie was eating breakfast, and he ran into Fontaine, and Fontaine said, let's chat. And that's where we left off.
Tate spent the early parts of the night before going to sleep prepping explosives, dynamite, putting the what he's calling throwing light fuses on them. Light and throw.
And how many did he get done, do you think?
A lot. I don't think we put a number on it, but he got a good bit of them done.
What, like 20?
Probably all, to be honest, but I don't remember exactly. And just as Tate was going to lay his little head down, there was a knock at his door, and the person who plays Birdie Johnson had to leave the room. But we'll cover the rest of that here in a few minutes.
Okay. We open our scene, Fontaine. We open our scene with Augustus Fontaine and Birdie Johnson walking back to their hotel room. They're walking back to Fontaine's. He has a cup of coffee and a muffin in the other hand. He's taking big bites out of the muffin, and by the time they get to the door, he's already finished it. Wipes some crumbs off on his hand, retrieving the key, opening the door, holding it open for Birdie,
Birdie walks in.
then locking it behind him. Boston Harbor. I'm trying to get his voice. I didn't do it all the way last time. So, what'd you find out? Anything while I was gone?
A bit. Let's see here. Where to start? It's been a bit of a whirlwind. Okay, so let's see. Right before you left, we had the deputy, reach out to the sheriff to let him know that the other deputy had gotten got at the farm.
Yeah.
And then you went out to take a peek at the farm. Right, keep an eye on it. Tate and I went over to Lonsdale, Ansdale. What's the place? We just took a train over there.
Let me think. Answorth?
Answorth. There
Yeah.
you go. Yep. So we took a train over to Answorth and picked up some supplies.
The kind I'm expecting?
The kind that requires a match.
Maybe a plunger, some tubes,
Yep.
some wire.
Yep, we got all that. I'd say probably too much of that.
Well, I'm not normally one to say, there's no such thing as too much, but, don't light a smoke near it.
Yep. Tate's been up all night prepping them. Let's see here.
Well,
I think that's about it.
I have news, too. Clay's wet in his room.
Yeah.
So, Zwarson's on his way,
Okay.
which makes me feel a lot better. He might be bringing somebody else with. He couldn't promise anything. I'd feel a lot more secure having a few extra eyes, fingers on the trigger, from what I've heard. Second thing, I found where the sheriff is staying.
Is that a fact?
Little guy did manage to get to the farm, took a peek around, pestered the farmers, bothered them. But he ended up leaving after roughing them a little bit. Then he went down to Eastonton. There's a house down there. Just before I got here, I ran to the public records office. There's no official owner of the place.
So little rat hole for him.
Some kind of a safe house, something like that.
Yeah.
If this guy does have those connections we discussed, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did forget to mention Creedmoor. I think I chatted with him before, and I really need to stop staying up so late. But Creedmoor was going to try and see if he couldn't have a couple friends as well join us. I don't know how good of an idea that is.
It depends on the friends. I mostly trust Creedmoor. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason that Zwarson gets him involved in stuff and listens to him,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems pretty well connected.
Well, the other thing, too, it's, Let's wake up Clay.
All right. You want to just head on up there? Or have him come down here?
Let's go get him.
All right.
Go.
Waking up, Clay's got a pile of clothes in the floor. His clothes from last night. Pretty messy. But he slept in another set of day clothes after the night he had. He would wake up a little groggily, go up to the door, hand on the pistol. Who's there?
2 friends of yours.
Taking his hand off the pistol, he'll open the door. Come in.
Fontaine shoves himself in a little too fast, feels a little rude. Seems like his sense of personal space is a little different than yours. You know what I mean? He's just always a little bit closer than you like. Not like enough, not too close, but just a little too close. You know what I'm saying? It's an East Coast thing. So you've been told. So
Sleep well?
Once I got to sleep, sure.
Yeah. Another late night?
A little bit of that, and he'll nod over to the crates of dynamite put together on the floor.
boy, you weren't kidding.
And a visitor.
Visitor, you say?
Greenmore's buddy. From the farm.
You don't say.
It turns out he's the one that slipped me the note about someone else was there.
Huh. You get a good look at this friend?
See, that's the story. I, laying down, go to bed, get a very quiet knock on the door. When I check it, no one's there. Look down the hall and I just see a back of a figure going down the stairs. Ended up having to follow it out, around the building, down the alleyway, pretty much in shadows, but he was wearing a mask. You know, like one of those kind of flat masks, almost like a jester would wear. It's got no features or nothing to it.
Just a couple eye holes.
With purple eyes behind them.
This ring a bell for you on anything?
No.
Same
Local guy? Do you have an accent?
Would Tate recognize it as a local accent?
Yeah, I'd say it's. He could reasonably infer that it's
Minnesota.
Midwest. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it seemed pretty Midwest.
Yeah, that's where we are.
I know he's a heck of a shot and apparently an ally in this fight. He's watching, though.
Purple eyes, huh?
Purple eyes.
Wasn't like some kind of thing with the mask?
If I cut all the lights out in here and my eyes shone bright, he would see him. It could have been something with the mask, but hard to say.
Glowing purple lights.
He says he'll be there when we go there.
They weren't glowing. They weren't emitting their own light.
Did I say glowing?
No, he just said that.
Oh.
Not glowing, just noticeably purple.
It's not eye color.
Questioned him a few times, and he wouldn't necessarily say he was a human, but he does bleed red.
And how do you know that?
I asked him.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's a strange town anyway, so.
But
Good question to ask.
between him, hopefully those two sheriff's deputies, should have a few guns in the fight.
Well, Fontaine here is bringing even more good news. Zorson's on his way. Might be bringing backup as well.
Tate will nod his head. Well, might be the smartest gun in the fight.
Yeah. So now, I think the best course of action is for us to, well, we're definitely not going to make a move on Sierraton until we got all our ducks in a row.
Hey,
Yeah.
they allegedly know something's coming.
Is that so?
That's what I was told
By our purple-eyed friend?
by a purple-eyed friend.
Now, how would he know something like that? People don't get in there.
This guy's got a way of not being seen.
Did he provide any more usable information as far as, they know we're coming? Did he elaborate on that?
No. But I was also about passing out from sleep myself, so
All right. Okay, so
talked to Plan a little, and he said he'll be there.
and what kind of plan did you guys muster up?
Well, it's just kind of what we've talked about before.
Well, that's the thing. We haven't really talked about specifics on this yet.
I guess we didn't really get into specifics either outside of some of this.
Well-
nodding his head towards the dynamite and Molotovs.
That is a really good resource to draw from if we need it. But I think we need to know if we need it. I found where the sheriff is staying, at least I'm pretty sure. It's a small, I'll call it a cabin over in Eastonton, not that far away. Followed him from the farm last night. So, maybe we have a chat with him.
That sounds like a good idea.
What's Sorson's ETA?
He said he was leaving right when he sent the wire. How long of a ride was it?
Yeah,
It was a while.
it was a bit of a haul. But
I slept through most of it, so.
yeah, I think
And when'd
15
you get the
hours?
wire? When'd you get the wire?
This morning.
Okay.
So
So we got a good day and a half.
how long to Eastonton?
about the same distance as Answorth. Actually, might be longer. There's no train right there. Well, we get a couple horses. That wouldn't be that bad. Let me ask you guys something. We got any leads on, I don't know, a criminal element we could interview too?
Well, we've kind of done a fairly thorough job of eliminating the criminal element here that we're aware of.
Well, we got the three of us here. I'm sure there's some. I want to know what the hell they're trading for the fucking rocks.
think the sheriff might know more on that, but we don't know if they're involved. But
Well, they're the Winsies.
the claw drags.
Meanwhile,
We took care of the Whimsies.
Clay's going through his notebook because I'm positive that's picking up.
Hell yeah.
And if it is, that's good audio design.
That's why I'm not afraid to do it.
So the Cloud Drags, they were operated out of what is it? Man, I should probably pull out my own notebook. Anslow, where? Answorth?
Out of character, you had the Claw Drags are based out of Answorth and also a little bit of Clydesdale. And then Claw Drags were from Short Tree Falls.
Whimsies were from Short.
Well, I'm sorry, Winsies are Short Tree Falls and a little bit toward Eastonton.
Yeah, I think if you want to split off, let us go check out the sheriff. There's a joint up in Answorth. It's got all these ladies sitting outside. Probably your best bet on some info for the Claw Drags.
Yeah, what was that? Martha's? Mary's? Mary Ann's. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Mary Ann's.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think one of the cart drivers was mentioned it. Real character.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, he was saying something about lots of exotic women.
Yeah.
That piqued my interest. Not for that reason. He points at you guys, raising an eyebrow.
Tate had his eyebrows raised when he said it. Like, wow.
There's well, we'll see. I'll look into it. Yeah. I'll have a chat with some folks. Here, hold on. He pulls out a notepad and writes down the address information for the safe house, quote unquote. Rips it off, hands it to you. This is the address for that place I'd mentioned. Do your best not to kill the guy. All right? We need info.
What if we get some of the miners on our side?
Yeah.
Like the children?
No, Jeff, calm down.
So as far as getting miners on our side, well, we don't really know any of them yet.
Well, we know Levine, right? Fred.
We know Fred Levine.
You know he wants to get in there. Maybe he can rile up some of them and have just, could be a distraction.
Yeah, it also could lead to full-scale combat.
Well, I mean, if we really needed to, I'm not opposed to hiring a handful of Pinkertons to bolster our numbers. I mean, we got the funds in the books, you know what I'm saying? So I'd prefer that to a bunch of miners. I'm not saying it's a bad idea necessarily. A couple guys with pickaxes, that'll do some damage.
Probably take down a wall.
Well, I mean, think you got any walls taken care of with that pile of ordnance over there?
He's talking about pickaxe in the wall. He's got 52 pounds of dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, my thoughts are throwing the dynamite and stuff over the wall.
Whereas Birdie's are a combo, a multi-pronged combo.
If you take out the top of those towers, you see, they lose their ability to see up and over.
And Birdie's like, if you blow up the foundation, the towers topple. And not only do you create a breach, but you also eliminate the ability to,
I'm envisioning like a catapult, right? And then you get a cluster of dynamite, and you light the fuse, and then when you throw it, they all spread like a shotgun, and it's like ancient cluster munitions.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fontaine.
Yeah.
You know if there's a carpenter's guild around here?
Hey, man.
Maybe a few stonemasons?
We're not going to start building trebuchets. I think the idea is stealth and subterfuge.
Or you hit them hard, you hit them fast. We can call it Operation Epic Furry. Furry.
Epic Furry. All right, well, we got the game plan. Hopefully by the time we all reconvene, we'll be a few people stronger. Any word on when Creedmoor is coming back?
Let's see.
He normally just kind of does his own thing.
Yeah, I want to say he was going to be back in town today.
Fuck, where did he go?
He was looking into the sheriff.
I mean, knowing our track record, we'll probably find him out at the sheriff's house.
Mm-hmm.
But given his
elusive nature,
guardian angel, we'll call it, being here? I doubt he's in any trouble.
Yeah, probably not. Then again, it is Creedmoor.
Well, weren't you guys saying you had to save him from the farm?
Correct. Yeah, his guardian angel was in the wood line picking folks off, but
His guardian angel let him get captured in the first place, so
there you go.
Maybe he's just got to get him on the back end.
head on over to that address, scope it out, get the guy alive. It's, figure out as much as you can. Don't kill him.
That's right. We'll go over there. If he's home, we'll capture him and we'll question him.
I'm going to add something. Zwarson and I have been aware of these guys for a little while. You have to really don't let them bite down when you get them. You know what I'm saying? They
Bite.
keep some kind of a capsule in their mouth.
Like that. Kill themselves?
He nods.
So literally, we don't want him to bite down, like with his mouth.
So we got to shove a rag in the sheriff's mouth.
Pretty hard to question a man when he's got a rag in his mouth.
Well, yank the thing out.
Hope he doesn't bite down. Well, shit, one more thing to be concerned about, but nothing we can do about it now except go find him and hope he doesn't chomp down. And
Now, to be fair, the sample size isn't very big. Yeah, maybe he keeps it in a ring or something.
all right. Okay, secure him. Don't let him put anything in his mouth.
So is this just something that they have sitting in there at all times, or is it just loose in the back of the mouth?
If I knew, I would tell you.
Sounds good. You go head off to Answorth, see what you can muster up with the claw drags.
Oh, I'll find something.
Mm-hmm. And
You two be safe.
You do the same.
What's the plan?
Looks like we're heading to this address.
Yeah. Fontaine walks out.
Well, Birdie, hitch up the cart, pretend to be a traveling salesman or something.
Or because we just came back with a cart full of goods and now it's empty, we could go to Eastonton with the intention of getting more supplies. I
I'm just saying when we get to the house,
something
pretend we're selling something.
yeah, we could try to do that, but something tells me, I mean, lawman to lawman, I think he's gonna know that we ain't traveling salesmen, right? But this dude's sheriff, right? He could probably spot a guy, who can take care of himself better than the normal folk.
And he might be a part of a clandestine government conspiracy.
So how do you want to get in on it then?
Well, I'm thinking we don't know where it's at. We just got an address. If it's in a neighborhood, we'll do one of the, you take the back, I take the front. If it's in the wilderness, well, we'll do you take the back, I take the front, and we'll just approach a little more cautiously.
I think I'm all right with that.
Okay. Figure, because if I'm at the front and someone tries to slink out the back, well, now you don't have no smooth talking, right? You just know that they're up to no good. But if they do answer the door and I got to chit chat for a minute, I don't mind doing that.
Well, let's load up on the wagon and stop at the general store real quick and make our way.
Sounds like a plan.
What are you grabbing at the general store?
Thick leather gloves.
Like
Hard leather.
strangling gloves?
No, like if somebody tries to bite your hand off gloves.
Okay.
And Birdie will get some summer sausage, wedge of cheese, and probably a bottle of whiskey.
Okay. You find all of those things at the same store and pay a slightly above fair price, but not too much to complain, but enough to grumble. And then you make your way to Eastonton.
Man, that place is getting a little expensive.
Probably should have got some canned bread to go with this sausage and cheese.
Oh,
Said no one ever.
Oh, like this? Pulls out canned bread from the little storage underneath the seat.
He cracks it open, and it's a fluffy little bun of bread. And he picks a piece of it off and takes a bite.
Not too bad. It's like a muffin in a can.
I'll be just fine over here with my sausage and cheese.
It tastes like a little Hawaiian bread.
A little sweet, Little buttery.
No, it doesn't.
Little sweet, little buttery. So it's about 60 miles, give or take, but it's road. You guys are going, how fast are you guys going? Are you on, you're in the carriage, the cart?
Yeah.
So the cart probably goes, 10 miles an hour?
Sure.
Max.
So 10 miles an hour, so 6 hours?
Yep.
All right.
Birdie's driving.
Clay's sleeping.
Birdie is driving.
Clay fills up on canned bread and falls asleep because he's still full.
He has a carbo crash.
Birdie would have shared some of the sausage and cheese. Make yourself a proper meal, at least.
He makes like little sandwiches.
We should make a product like this. Have some bread, some cheese, and some meat, and then package it and seal it away. Like a nice little easy lunch mealable thing.
Huh. Dinner quick. Something like that. Dinner quick. I like the ring of that. Well, if the whole special agent thing, and Marshal don't pan out, well, we can dig into that as a fallback.
It depends how mysterious. And Tate wiggles his fingers in the air. Depends how mysterious we get.
Yes, sir. Birdie is smoking and joking down the road. And old Bethel, she cried to the stars. And the stars looked down without a tremor.
The horse's hooves beat against the road. Winds blow through the trees. Sun batters down. A few clouds overhead, but an otherwise blue sky. Birds chirp. Things rustle in the trees, in the bush. And after 6 hours, they get to Eastonton. It's a pretty small community. On the right in, you see farm after farm after farm. Rows and rows of crops. Clearly the breadbasket of this area. They get to the little downtown area. It's very similar to White Round. Just a small, humble thing, though not like a ghost town. What do they do?
Well, according to this address here, first thing we might want to do is swing by the post office or something, see if there's a map of the town that we can take a gaze at.
Does anywhere look like it would be more of a residential area?
Yeah, it's actually laid out pretty well. Clay feels like he could find this place by just following the address.
It looks like 4 streets down that way.
Okay, so looks like we're dealing with something in town.
Well, let's head that way and see. Could be a little ways out, but we don't know.
Let's go.
They follow the address, right? The streets are laid out pretty clearly. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. They get just right to the edge of town. The streets get a little bit longer, a little more spacious. There's more foliage in between them. They have their fences, their privacy bushes, trees. And there's one that's tucked in between 2 plots. Pretty full of brush, life, trees. And you can make out through the green a structure. A house. Most would call it a cabin. It's a lot smaller than the other places, but not too small to stick out. 2 investigators of the federal variety would make note of that, though. Looks like it's been here a little longer than the others. Like at one point, it was a little bit outside town. And town's just gotten a little bigger.
I think this might be your stop if you want to swing around the back.
It's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Tate will hop off and give me like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll go at a nice leisurely pace.
And he'll make his way in like a semicircle type thing up and around the house and get in a position where he can see the back of the house.
Okay, he circles back. There's a willow tree with its long, tentacled branches flowing in the winds.
I like willows.
Very beautiful, distinctive trees.
Mm-hmm.
Clay feels the wind blowing. And for a very small moment, there's a chill. Very small. The back of the house, I should say the house looks like it's not decrepit, right? But it's also not well kept. People stay here once in a while, but they don't live here. You know what I mean? Natural decay is clearly being battled, but it's a draw as opposed to a human victory. You know what I mean?
The shutters aren't falling off, but the grass is pretty long.
Yes. Yeah, and the paint's kind of peeling, but
there's probably some dried dead leaves or grass that is blown up onto the back porch area.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little tear in the screen. Yeah. They wouldn't have a screen, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
You can see it. The back, very similar. There's a couple of steps up to a door, a few windows. All the shutters are drawn, closed. What does he do?
Tate would be in a position where he can see the front and would watch for Birdie to get closer. And once Birdie gets closer and is gonna approach the house, Tate would stealthily make his way up the back.
Okay.
Birdie is walking the horse, nice and slow. And he's going to pull right up to the front of the house. He's going to stay on the road. But he's just going to, whoa now. He's going to park the cart right in front of where, the front sidewalk would go. And he's going to kind of stretch a little bit on the seat, adjust his hat, lick his eyebrows a little bit. All right. Then he's going to step down and walk up to the house. He's got his notepad out in front of him. I'm sorry, I should have said that a little better. He stops and looks at his notepad and kind of says, okay, and then notice visibly gets ready and then walks up to the front door holding his notepad.
Okay. Can I have you roll a secret check right now? Can I see your character sheet?
You sure can. This is always a nerve-wracking time. Does his stats pass muster?
Okay. What does he do?
Birdie's going to walk up to the front door, verify that the number he's seeing matches the number on his notepad, and he's just going to
Tate's sneaking up the back.
Roll a stealth check.
$31 under 60.
Okay.
Success.
A few minutes pass. There's no answer at the door.
Birdie wouldn't wait a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be dun, 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 dun. Hang out for 10 seconds. Dun, dun. Hello? Dun, 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 dun. Hello? Anybody home? Birdie's going to do that classic, take a couple steps back from the door and kind of exaggeratedly look left and right, see if he spots any neighbors or, anything like that. How close are the neighbors?
Pretty far away. Further than a football toss.
Got it. Hello, anybody here?
Hearing the knocking going on for a few minutes and the yelling, Tate would probably be up to the house at that point on the backside. He would be seeing if there's any windows, even though everything's closed. If there's any windows that he could try to peek through for anything. But he's also keeping an eye on that doorknob.
Mr. Targren. Mr. Targren.
Clay, roll a check for spotting through the windows.
37 under 60.
Okay. So despite a good roll, the windows are shut. He can't see anything inside from, like, leaning up on his toes, peeking in. There's nothing he can see. Just wooden shutters and then a cloth over them.
Okay. Nothing that looks like any light might peek through.
No.
Okay.
He has blackout drapes.
Not a thing.
Mr. Targren, my name is Herbert Benson, and I've come a long way to get a moment of your time.
Nothing.
Birdie's going to try the door.
It's locked.
Birdie's going to walk around the house counterclockwise.
Okay. Does
Tate's
Clay
gonna-
respond to that?
Tate's gonna try the back door.
It's unlocked.
He would wait a minute. There's no sheds or anything out here, is there?
Nope.
Birdie's walking around the side of the house like, toom, 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 toom. I hate to be a bother, but as I said up front, I've come a long way.
Having not opened the door and just checked the handle, Tate would go to the corner where he hears Birdie and give him like a quiet hand sign type of thing of opening up a door handle and pointing towards the back. And then a thumbs up.
Toom, toom, toom. Yep. Could still use a moment of your time. I'm sorry to bother. He's gonna, like, as he's like pounding, he's just gonna give Birdie or Tate the thumbs up. Like, I see you.
Tate will make his way towards the back door.
Okay.
He would pull out his pistol and slowly twist the handle and go to pull the door open.
Clay slowly opens the door, pistol drawn. Does Birdie have anything?
So, for the listening audience, we have the front door of the house, and the house is roughly rectangular, square.
Yeah, rectangular.
Okay. Is the front door on the narrow side or the wide side?
Narrow.
Okay. So Birdie's knocking on the front door, and then he walks around the side of the house, sees Tate down here going, right? Birdie isn't going to pass the halfway point of the house. He's just going to kind of, like, walk up to like a quarter of the way and kind of like keep tapping and looking at windows, and then walk back to the front. He wants to keep if anybody's inside, he wants to keep their attention towards the front of the house. Is his intention.
Okay. Clay slowly opens the door. I'll roll over your stealth check. Yeah.
Mr. Targren.
He opens the door, slow, managing not to make any creaks. The wind blows a little bit. Another slight chill. The light from outside, from behind him, creeps in. He sees wooden floors, a little bit of furniture, barren walls. Something dark on the floor, red, in a circle.
Not stepping on that, he's going to be
Down the hall.
He's slowly moving through the house, clearing rooms
So
as
this
he
is-
passes them.
So he opens the door, right? And there's like kind of a hallway, right? Where there's the different rooms go off into either side with doorways or open entryways. And down toward the front of the house, he can see this dark red.
And that's kind of the way he's going. He's heading towards the front door,
Checking left.
checking doorways and clearing rooms as he goes. Not going inside of any of the rooms yet.
He gets to the front. What would normally have been a dining area or a study, something like that. Again, barren, save for some shelves, chairs, a cot. He finds a body on the floor, hog-tied, throat slit. It's Creedmoor. And that's where we'll end this episode. Hey everybody, this is Cody coming at you. I'll be to the point. I know this episode had some stuff and some things happen right toward the end there. But first and foremost, I want to say a big, fat, juicy, meaty slap of a thank you to our beautiful patrons. That is Canned Bread, Glanz Dilzig, Carter Garcia, Paul Davis, Steak, and Totoro's Bang Bus. And if you want your name read off at the end of every episode, as well as a number of other bonus, some bonus content, some bonus things, some exclusive updates, and yada yada and stuff, please head over to our Patreon. The link is down in the description below. We also have some pretty cool merch. Pretty cool. Fan of the show, ordered some of the merch recently. Seems like a pretty cool guy. Got some cool tattoos. He posted them in the Discord, but he also ordered some shirts. And if you're listening, thank you for ordering the shirt and the sweater. I will keep him anonymous for the time being, but he did give them a raving review and said he liked them very much. So, if you want a shirt and a sweater that you're going to say, wow, that's pretty awesome, go to the website, check it out. What else? We have a Discord. I mentioned that. We have a Discord where you can go in there and post about some games that you're playing, some tattoos you're trying to get, some fan art. I don't know. You got fan art? You want to make some fan art? Draw Birdie Johnson. Draw Tate Clay. Draw our dearly departed and deceased Creedmoor. More on that in the next episode. But with that out of the way, what is there to talk about? There's lots going on in the world as there is, but who cares about that? Let's talk about games. Here's a fun thing. I recorded part 2 of a handlers only thing with the folks from Sorry Honey, I Have to Take This, 9mm Retirement, and Stories and Lies. And that went really good. It was a blast. One of the guys had to take a break because the recording studio that he was using was suddenly somebody in just like full metal goth attire just walked in and was like, and he had to be like, hey, sorry, actually, this is mine. But in fluent Japanese. It's a long story, and maybe that'll make it into the show. And if not, I'll tell that story another time. But yeah, it went really, really good. My character did some fucked up shit, and you'll have to listen when that comes out. I think part 1, what's his name? Chris from Sorry Honey said that part 1 might take a week or 2. So if you want to keep an eye out for that, handlers only is what it's called. When it comes out, I'll post about it in the Discord and say, hey guys, check it out, because it's pretty cool. It's finally starting to warm up. I'll say that's I am somebody who really likes the cold. I will say that. I like the cold, but I don't like when it's oppressively cold. And I also like, I like the snow, but I don't like, I'm an adult. Okay. I don't like driving in snow. I don't like having a shovel. Okay. That shit kind of sucks. And I don't drive a truck anymore. So, what are you going to do? But airsoft. I don't know about you guys, but Sadesky and I go out and we play airsoft sometimes, and it is a blast. There's definitely, I'll say this, there's some cornballs who play it. There's some real cornballs who take it way too seriously. To me, it's like LARP, okay? We also go to the Renaissance Festival and dress up as fucking wizards and drink mead and whatever, right? Watch a joust and get into character. Oh, but then also sometimes it's like, hey, let's dress up like fucking, like Commando, right? Like Schwarzenegger from Commando, and go crawl around in the mud and fucking shoot kids with plastic BBs. It's awesome. I bought one of the airsoft guns I have on a lot of fields. If you don't know this, on a lot of fields, they have a semi-automatic rule, right? Everybody has to shoot semi-automatic unless you have a machine gun, right? So I went out and I bought a machine gun last year, and it was a blast with like the big, drum mag or whatever. And it's just, bah, 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 bah. I mean, they're actually really fast. They're more like, that's more what it sounds like. And then you're just hosing down these people. But it actually, you know what? And like the whole suppressive fire thing, it actually works. One of the fields we go to is humongous. There's like a literal like World War I trench network with like barbed wire. There's this section of like pine trees with cover and foxhole set up. There's a trailer park, just a trailer park. There's this big wide open field, and then I think they call it the village, but it's a bunch of like houses, like actual houses. They're not finished, right? But 3-4 story houses. Some of them have crawl spaces, and I've crawled through the crawl spaces to get like sneak into them before to like get an objective and shit. But anyway, like there was one game we were playing, and these are big games, right? Where they have like 80 to 120 players in total. And they'll have objective-based game modes where it's like, okay, you got to capture the flag or plant the bomb, whatever, or like get the hostage. It's video gamey stuff, right? But they also had pickup trucks. One event we were playing at where each team had a pickup truck that they could drive around from objective to objective, and the only way to kill it was to like throw a grenade at it or something. And so I was posted up in the back of the pickup truck with my machine gun and communicating with the guys like driving it. And we were approaching the village, and I was just hosing down the windows on the approach, right? So the people, couldn't like shoot out at us. And then there was a bunch of dudes coming in behind us to, attack the village and get the hostage or flag or whatever it was. And I'm just sitting there shooting at the windows. And then these kids, I swear to God, they were kids, like fucking 13 years old in like ghillie suits, and like crawled like on their bellies through the fucking tall grass and just totally flanked us. They just threw a bunch of fucking hand grenades. All of a sudden you hear bam, bam, boom, from the fucking bushes. Oh my God. And of course, one of the grenades landed like right in the back of the pickup truck. So I got out. And if you don't know, these grenades actually explode. It's essentially like a cherry bomb. Like, okay, it's a plastic shell with a bunch of BBs inside of it and a cherry bomb, right? Like firework. And you pull the pin and it lights the cherry bomb and it explodes and all the BBs go out. They're as loud as like a firecracker, right? Oh man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And of course, like I said, sometimes you get the douchebags that take it too seriously, but I mean, you get that at anything, right? You boot up a video game, you boot up Battlefield, you boot up Call of Duty. There's people like that in Minecraft, for fucking crying out loud, right? Like competitive Minecraft, right? And they get so mad and heated. God, there was a thing where there was like competitive Minecraft PvP, and the whole fucking like ranking system was like run by this guy that was pretending to be a girl, and he was using AI. It's a whole thing. If you haven't heard about this, you got to look it up. It's crazy shit. Anyway, I see thunder and lightning. I don't see I see lightning outside. So I'm going to wrap this up before lightning strikes my fucking house. Maybe you could hear that. That'd be pretty cool if you could. I mean, that was loud. Anyway, I'm going to do that before fucking lightning strikes my house and my computer fries. So, love you all. Love you all very much. Check out the Patreon. Check out the Discord. Check out the merch on the website. Recommend the friends to the show. Recommend the show to your friends, your coworkers. Hey, your boss. Walk into your boss's office right now and tell him to listen to Suffer Not. Or her. Tell him or her or them. To listen to the show. Tell whoever's in charge at work. Who cares? It's tell them to listen to the show. Anyway, okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.